All right, today's review is going to be a lot of fun, I predict. This is a very, very unique beer. It comes to us from Dogfish Head Craft Brewery in Milton, Delaware. We've done a few of Dogfish Head's beers over the last several months. This one, though, just extremely unique, especially considering the category it's supposedly in. This is supposedly an American brown ale, believe it or not. It's called their Palo Santo Marron. We've done a few American brown ales in the past, and usually they range between 4% and 8% alcohol by volume. This one is a heavy, heavy hitter. This is a 12% ABV beer and a very uniquely brewed beer as well. It comes in at 50 IBUs, and I guess the best way to describe this, and I've never had this before, best way to describe this would be to actually read the description on the side of the bottle. Which says, an unfiltered, unfettered, unprecedented brown ale aged in handmade wooden brewing vessels. The caramel and vanilla complexity unique to this ale comes from the exotic Paraguayan Palo Santo wood, which from these tanks were crafted at 10,000 gallons each. They're the largest wooden brewing vessels built in America since before Prohibition. It's all very exciting. We have wood, now you do too. That's very interesting, very clever. This one, you know what, I have to brag a little bit almost, and I don't want to spread the word to those who live around me. One of them are local supermarkets. I live in Pennsylvania, so hard to get beer at supermarkets. There's only a few of them have licenses to do it. But I went to a local supermarket that does mix and match six-packs for $9.49. This beer was included in that mix and match six-pack. They had about 4 of them, as a matter of fact. And it's one of those deals, I think, where they just started this mix and match thing and just started selling beer, and they don't really know too much about price point of individual beers, and I'm hoping that it kind of stays that way for a little while. So let's open up the Palo Santo Marron from Dogfish Head Craft Brewery. The website recommends still drinking it out of a pint glass. It's an American brown ale. It's way high in alcohol content, 12%. So I was thinking maybe oversized wine glass, maybe snifter, something like that. But the actual Dogfish Head website says keep the pint glass. So that's what I'm doing. Got my Kermit the Frog pint glass, as a matter of fact. And as we pour it in here on an angle, it is a very, very dark, almost imperial stout, and very reddish as well. I'm seeing a reddish hue coming out of the bottle. You probably won't be able to make that out. It'll probably just look like a dark kind of Russian Imperial Stout, chocolate stout kind of appearance, as you can see. Very dark, caramelly, thin head right there as it kind of just settles into the glass. This is why I kind of wanted to do it in an oversized wine glass, because I'd like to kind of get everything together, because I'm assuming it's going to be a very complex beer aged in these barrels. Very, very unique. At least it gets the points on the uniqueness category. If it's not that great, then whatever. Let's get the aroma of Palo Santo Marron. Very interesting aroma. I'm getting the malty caramel smell, but I'm getting a very smoked, kind of hickory kind of sense to this too. I'm getting that barrel kind of aged kind of scent to this. This is very oaky, very woody, very earthen, I would say, aroma-wise. Definitely not your English or American brown ale kind of scent, not your normal kind of American brown ale. But wow, very unique smell. I've never had an aroma of a beer that smelled quite like this. Almost chicory-ish, like their chicory stout, which they also brew. Almost a hint of tobacco, but it's just, I'm telling you what, this is a very complex aroma. I'm getting just a lot of things meshing together in this. So this is just a lot of stuff going on in this beer. Lacing's probably incredible on this. Yep. 12% right there, as you can kind of make out. Almost Russian Imperial Stoutish. I mean, if you were to just put this down and say, hey, what kind of beer is this? Show me the lacing, I would say it's definitely an RIS. Not the case, though. Let's see. Let's taste this. I mean, I'm chomping at the bit right now. Delicious. I'm telling you what. Very, very hard to believe that this is a 12% ABV beer. I'm getting the chocolate notes, definitely getting the chocolate notes. The oakiness, a little bit toward the back of the throat. I'm getting a little bit of that, a little bit of the chicory kind of taste of this beer. And a tad of the vanilla, but it's very delicious and almost reminiscent of Brooklyn Chocolate Stout in a way. Not quite Brooklyn Chocolate Stout, but it does kind of harken back to Brooklyn Chocolate Stout a little bit, if you ask me. This beer is just it's a sipper, but you don't know it's a sipper. I mean, you could just swallow the whole thing in like 10 minutes and you're fine. You feel like you want to have another one, and then you realize, oh, this was a little heavier. Overall, though, just a great taste and a beer that you just got to know. You just got to know your limit with this one. It's 12% ABV. I'm going to give Dogfish Head Palo Santo Marron American Brown Ale a 9 out of 10.